another ace-king, ace-queen confrontation. Davey just calling, though. And against an under-the-gun open where Wynn was just 3-bet, I don't hate this at all. In fact, I kind of like it. I know I can see the cards, but again, I'm just one, especially if I'm not big blind, I just don't need to 3-bet out of the big blind very often. I'm going to be calling so often out of the big blind that I want to be calling with some of my value hands, too. You keep a lot of hands in that you want in there. You keep king queens in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You keep the ace jacks. You keep the ace tens. This is unfortunate for Wynn. Let's see if she sticks around for one straight. She does. She calls.
That's a good card to keep bluffing.
Davey is bluffing with the ace-queen here. Trying to put pressure maybe on a small pocket pair. Maybe exactly ace-king.
Yeah. She doesn't believe him.
No.
Nice read. Nice read.
Yeah, look at him. I'm pretty good at reading lips. I think he says, like, wow, I couldn't even get you to fold that. If you want to win your way into the World Series of Poker main event, 888 Poker is going to give you that opportunity. This year, we're offering a mega. Do you know what a mega package is? That's big. Mega
That's big, yeah.
package. It's worth $15,000. It's a buy into the Crazy Eights. Vivian Saliba, by the way, very fond of the Crazy Eights, as she finished 4th last year in the Crazy Eights. You get that. You get a seat to the main event. You get flights. You get 12 nights accommodations. Online qualifiers start soon, only on 888 Poker, and the steps start from 1 penny. You can qualify for a penny.
That's amazing. Last year we had a qualifier that reached the final table.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he won $1 million or 1.5. I think he won $1 million.
So qualified for like $100
Yeah.
and won $1 million.
Yeah.
It's like a real thing. It's not like just a theoretical idea.
I forgot his name now, but he's from UK.
John Million. So weird, and he won $1 million. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know his name.
Yeah, I could figure it out.
Yeah, okay. He was big at the time.
Donnie R somehow missed everything. He had a flush draw, had a straight draw, misses everything. He's going to have to try to bluff out the Israeli Ron here. Every draw missed. See if he can sniff this one out. He's used his time extension. Players have 30 seconds stacked on their hand. If they need more time than that, they can use those time extensions.
Yeah, this is the kind of spot where, like, we sometimes talk about live reads. This is the kind of spot where live reads are actually quite useful because it's quite a close decision. And if he's watching,
He makes the call. What a
great
call!
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It was a pretty easy live read. I had it. we got a post flop pot here.
Yeah, Ace Queen versus King Jack. It was Riera who raised, and Sophia called. Sophia in position. You can see in the bottom left corner of your screen, Riera raising under the gun +1. Lovegren calling from the hijack. Checks this back.
Yeah, but when he raises early and then he checks the flop, like, you're always going to check it back, aren't you? Like, why are you...
I'm not always going to check it back. I think always is kind of a too strong word. I mean, I think I'm going to have some pocket pairs in my range. I think I'm going to have 8s and 7s sometimes. 6s, obviously. I might even have 9s occasionally.
Always was too strong a word. I'm drunk on sea bass.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying I'm definitely
I had a very
gonna-
enjoyable sea bass.
I'll put it this way. I think it's fine to check it back and then bet turn and bet river. The only thing I wouldn't do is check it back and then just bet one street. I think it just makes it too easy on ace-queen or ace-king to call down. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on him. I'm either going to give up or I'm going to bet at least 2 streets.
Wow, this is a pretty punchy river bet.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I mean, I think she can bet a hand as weak as pocket 8s at this point, even pocket 5s, really.
Yeah, this is putting the hurt on Riera. Now, the only thing about it is
Nice call.
He knows. Well, he played it to do this.
Of course.
Is the other point. So that's a pretty high level hand right there.
Yeah, it's a good hand.
Yeah, if you want a hand for kind of some thinking poker and some less obvious moves, then that's a good one.
Heads up is always interesting as well because, you know, I don't know how much experience Del Lawless has. Heads up. It's not something you easily obtain, you know, unless you play online or just an obscene number of tournaments or satellites. And if that is the case, it's just that kind of feeling out phase for both of them, I think. You know, how do I do this?
This is a dream flop for Williams because obviously he hits his hand, but also Lawless is going to continuation bet a huge amount of the time, so he wins a bet.
Oh, and now he hits a queen. So a check bet call. Pot is 3.2 million. Now a lot of players would check this back now and then maybe go for another street on the river, but he's going to continue betting.
Yeah. Also, I don't mind it. I mean, he's just. I think he can definitely get called by worse here.
Can he?
Yeah, definitely. It's heads up. It's just a good card to barrel, right?
It is, but this I think it's funny. I've been talking about how people check back too much, and queen 4 with like a bad queen. I think this is the spot where I probably check it back. I feel like I'm value owning myself too much against kings, and I'm getting ace highs and 9s to fold too often.
I don't think 9 ever folds though.
Well, if the 9 never folds, then hey, then it's okay, I guess. This should go check on the river, I imagine. What? Lawless just moved all in?
Oh wow.
We're going to have a massive chip leader regardless of whether there's a call or not. Because Williams only has 6.1 million behind.
This is tough for Williams because he's like...
Oh, it's incredibly tough.
He's like, on the one hand, how do I fold top pair heads up? On the other hand, what is he doing this with I beat?
You'd never think that he'd have a queen here, so you're thinking he's got a bluff, but how many bluffs are in his range? I mean, there was no draw out there. Right?
He knows that Lawless can be a bit lawless. A bit crazy, you know?
Yeah, this is a tough spot. He's using all of his time banks here.
And he's like, look at the hand over the head, the real comfort gestures. He's really in the ringer here.
Yeah, he was 100% ready to check call a small bet.
Right.
And Lawless just turned his pair of queens into a bluff. That is just masterful. This is
a horrible spot.
I mean, how many players just check back the queen and go, oh, nice hand. But Lawless says, no, we're not playing that. I don't think my queen is good. I'm going to turn this hand into a bluff.
He's used like almost all this. He's just said another time. This is such a hard decision. This is for the tournament, really.
Well, it's for his tournament.
It is for his tournament, yeah.
Right. If
and
he calls
it for the whole thing. Ultimately, I don't think he's going to fold top pair heads up. Yeah,
he calls.
Doesn't.
Wow. What a hand. Gloves are off.
Tomasian gets aces for the third time in... How long is it since the cooler hand, do you think? The third time in an hour of play, because we had the break. Certainly in 2 hours. Absolutely amazing. Now here, I don't understand him not 3-betting. He flat called once before from the small blind, and I thought that was a little bit more understandable, but he's been 3-betting version in. So, and he's been doing it, not tons and tons, but he's done it once or twice with different hands. And I don't understand why you wouldn't. I don't understand why you wouldn't 3-bet here. Well, we can see the cards, and we can be very confident that Tamasian's going to win this pot. You just get the feeling Verschinen's thinking about doing something silly. And there you go. I mean, obviously this looks bad because Tamasian has aces, so let's not just play the cards we can see in terms of thinking about this hand. But Verschinen's doing this with really not much going on this board. And now he gets flat called. If he doesn't improve on the turn, I mean, he's like, I think it's pretty spewy. So now he picks up outs. So he had a little bit of backdoor equity, I suppose. And this is, so there's a thing in poker where people do things that are premeditated. So they kind of have wanted to do this anyway. And I feel like that's what we're watching, where Verschinen gets flat called pre-flop and he just has decided he wants to win this pot. Now, the fun thing is, it might work, because a strong right arm is the most powerful weapon in No Limit Hold'em, and Tamasian here now genuinely looks like he's got doubt. Like we've seen him act before, but he doesn't like that 8. I mean, he'll obviously be scared of the big hands that Verschinen can have, and he also probably won't be thinking that he's going to be doing this as light as he is. So I have some sympathy for him here, but I don't think he can fold. Certainly right now. This is a really big pot. Out of nowhere, I thought the hand was going to be over on the flop. And yikes, that is a great bluffing card. Now, the only Verschinen may worry that it actually is a card that helps Tamasian's hand, because it looks like Tamasian has a hand like Jack 10, the way this hand has been played. But Verschinen can't win unless he bluffs. This is a great spot. We have had so many fun hands on this stream. And if Verschinen can find a bet here, I think he wins. Because now, Tamasian can only beat a bluff. $1.3 million in the middle. Tamasian has a little bit less than that in his stack. I tell you, this is hard to bluff, because even though Verschinen knows he can't win unless he does, that board is equally scary in terms of him thinking about Tamasian's range. Like, he can't put him on aces, he didn't 3-bet. But he follows through on his aggression, and this is what really terrifying No Limit Hold'em players do. They put you to the test and put you under maximum pressure. You can do all the logical analysis you want of No Limit Hold'em, but in tournaments, in some spots, being put under pressure is the problem. And if you look at Tamasian right now, that is a man under pressure. And be honest, how would you feel with the aces right now? You've been check raised on the flop, big bet on the turn, big bet on the river on a super connected board. You can only beat a bluff. Plus, it's for almost all of your chips, by the way. Look at that board. It's such a bad board for aces. Oh, well, he gave it up there, Verschinen. He looked really weak there. If Tamasian goes off a live read, I thought he looked weak, right? That kind of little submissive nod, that little inauthentic half laugh, but not a real laugh. That reaction, if he was 50-50, that would make me call. What a sick spot. Oh, what a call. Oh, he's read him brilliantly. He's backed his judgment. That is such a hard call. He deserves all the chips he's getting. And I really think he gave it up. I really think he gave it up. The live read was there for Tamazian to see. He looked at him, he thought for a little bit, and he backed his gut. What a read.